Microsoft has pledged around $3 to $3.7 billion for cloud and AI infrastructure in India. Amazon Web Services, another $12.7 billion by 2030. On paper, it looks like a dream. Global tech giants are betting big on India's digital future. But here's the uncomfortable question nobody wants to ask. If foreign companies own the cloud, the chips, and the pipes, who really controls India's digital destiny? Digital sovereignty or digital dependence? On February 13, 2025, India and the United States unveiled the Trust Initiative, transforming the relationship utilizing strategic technology. Officially, it's cooperation across semiconductors, AI, quantum tech, biotechnology, energy, and space. A win-win partnership. India becomes a trusted partner in critical tech. The US diversifies supply chains away from East Asia and China. But in the fine print, two phrases recur: ensuring sensitive technologies are protected, and encouraging use of verified technology vendors. Sounds benign until you realize it implies security strings attached and a vendor club you don't fully control. Preferred vendors are overwhelmingly US-based or US-aligned firms. Access, not independence. India gets access to advanced tech, but inside a framework largely designed elsewhere. This is strategic risk management for Washington and strategic upgrading for New Delhi, but with guardrails set by the provider, not the recipient. The message in the subtext: participate fully, but only within the trusted perimeter. Cooperation is real. So are the conditions. The question is whether India can turn conditions into stepping stones, not ceilings. Access is not the same as autonomy. And autonomy requires leverage, control over standards, IP, and supply nodes, not just participation. Trust is a door opening, with locks still on certain rooms. The partnership comes with conditions. The debate begins with acknowledging them. Microsoft, about $3 to $3.7 billion for new data centers and AI capacity. AWS, $12.7 billion by 2030. These platforms will power government portals, banking and fintech, healthcare, startups, enterprises, and AI workloads on Indian soil. Onshore capacity, offshore ownership. India's DPDP Act allows whitelisting or blacklisting countries for cross-border data transfers, moving away from blanket localization. Sector regulators like the RBI already require payment data to be stored in India. So on paper, India asserts data control. But residency is not the same as sovereignty, because these cloud providers are US companies, directly subject to the US Cloud Act, even if servers sit in Mumbai or Hyderabad. Microsoft has acknowledged in Europe it cannot fully guarantee sovereignty under the Cloud Act if Washington serves a valid legal order. If that's the reality in the EU, with some of the strongest privacy regimes, what does it mean for India? If encryption keys, corporate control, and legal obligations sit outside India, does physical server location really matter? Jurisdiction travels with the company, not just the rack. Control can be compelled across borders. That's the heart of the data Swaraj debate. Where does real control reside? Hardware, keys, or courts? In a legal contest between end-user expectations and provider obligations, the subpoena often wins. True sovereignty means control over keys, policy, and platform governance, not only physical placement. Sovereign configurations, domestic key custodians, ring-fencing cross-border support, these are steps, not endpoints. Without enforceable legal firebreaks, data residency can be a comforting illusion. Cloud billions bring capability and dependency. India's goal is clear: cut import dependence and become a major chip manufacturing hub by 2030. Micron is building an ATMP facility in Sanand, Gujarat, about $2.7 to $2.75 billion, thousands of jobs. GlobalFoundries is setting up a design and testing center in Kolkata, with talk of potential fabrication later. The Semicon India program targets mature nodes like 28 nanometers and above. Serious money, real momentum. ATMP focuses on back-end, assembly, testing, marking, packaging. The front end, advanced lithography at 3 and 2 nanometers, remains concentrated in a few places: the US, Taiwan, South Korea, and allies. India is entering the chain, mostly where labor and capital are heavy, not where IP and control are deepest. When a Micron or GlobalFoundries facility outputs chips in India, the IP stays with the parent. Export controls shape who can buy, often influenced by US law and security policy. India gets jobs, skills, and infrastructure. Strategic leverage, patents, licensing, customer control sits abroad. Access is progress. Autonomy is power. They aren't the same. Mastery means domestic design houses, homegrown IP blocks, and credible EDA competence. Consortia that co-own designs, not just assemble devices, shift bargaining power. The question is not if India will manufacture, but whether it will own the blueprints that matter. Manufacturing without mastery risks permanent dependence. The latter exists. Who controls each rung decides the climb. So why accept new dependencies? One word: China. The 2020 Galwan clash was the deadliest in decades, resetting risk calculus. China's economy, defense budget, and tech spend tower over India's, racing in AI, quantum, advanced manufacturing. For Washington, India is trusted capacity outside East Asia's choke points. For New Delhi, US ties offer tech access, co-production in semiconductors and defense, and a counterweight in the Indo-Pacific. India is making a calculated choice. Don't get outpaced by China, even if it means accepting US-linked dependence. Alignment versus autonomy. The more critical infra you build on foreign platforms, the harder autonomy becomes. Every platform choice hardwires future leverage, yours or someone else's. The bet: use partnership time to build capacity fast enough to bend the arc later. Dependencies compound with time, so must capabilities. The window is open, but it won't stay open forever. Let's put this together. India is running more and more of its digital economy on US-owned clouds, building semi-capacity reliant on allied IP, equipment, and export controls. And the flagship partnership reflects red lines about sensitive tech and verified vendors. None of this means India is selling out. It means operating in a very tight space. The test: absorb foreign tech, then build your own IP, platforms, and standards. Turn buyer leverage into builder leverage before dependence calcifies. Shape standards and certification regimes to favor domestic capability. Demand sovereign configurations with domestic key custody and clear legal fire breaks. In co-production, negotiate co-ownership of IP and export flexibility, not just assembly rights. Become a technology maker without triggering partner backlash. That's the art. Doable? Yes. Easy? No. It demands patience, capital, talent pipelines, and relentless bargaining. When you see headlines about cloud billions and historic chip deals, ask, who owns the pipes, the platforms, and the patents? And who has the final legal right to touch the data and the chips? Partnership is essential, but it must not quietly become permanent dependency. This is Sandeep. If you want clear, evidence-based breakdowns of tech, geopolitics, and economics in India's future, stay ahead with Sandeep. Subscribe, like, and share. Thanks for watching.